What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Back at it for another video. Let's start out with the Harmony Tarot deck. Let's draw you guys a card. Okay. We'll get into it, man. How's everybody doing, man? This is the New Year's Eve, man. Official New Year's Eve. The real New Year's Eve. Not like the one that we have that's fake in December 31st. This is the real New Year's Eve. So Happy New Year, everybody. Because obviously this video will be put out before midnight. So Happy New Year. Things are shifting, things are changing. We are headed into the golden age. I promise you that. I feel it in my soul. I resonate with it. The veil is disappearing. Our DNAs are activating. And we're going to be remembering and having telepathy and all kinds of powers that are coming back. And just be prepared, man. Things are changing for the better for all of us. We're coming home to ourselves, man. And so let me just tap on the deck. Ask Spirit, what card do we have for the collective for the New Year's Eve, New Year's coming tonight that we are heading into, that's going to bring so much magic for all of us. Just remember this video, and you'll be seeing it on the other side. And remember, I've said all of this. I've kind of been saying it for a long time, but this is it, man. And we're heading there, man. We're in that new Earth is here. That 5D. Our bodies are upgrading. They've been upgrading. Just like I said, I haven't spoke a lot about it on this channel. Because there's stuff that I want to not bring up here, and you know why. But let's draw a card and we'll get into it, man. So we have this beautiful Page of Pentacles. And by the way, just to let you know, I didn't have class this week. The teacher rescheduled, so it's actually Saturday evening on New Year's Day. So that'll be the fourth class. So we didn't have class this week. But yeah, Page of Pentacles, guys, look at that card, man. Look how beautiful that is. See how it resonates with you. See how what your intuition picks up and how it connects. And just mull over it. See how it resonates. See how it touches you. See what comes up in your thoughts, or not even your thoughts. Just what comes up when you're staring at that card for you. As I said, I'm still learning. As the veil disappears and our DNAs wake up, and this will be nothing for all of us to connect to the cards, connect to ourselves, to just have all the things that we originally had and have been, kind of essentially forgotten. We are powerful beings, man, and don't you ever forget that. And as much as it may feel difficult and hard, which I've felt myself and I've been feeling, don't ever forget that there's hope, man, that the universe is not out to get us. The universe is working together with us. We're co-creating with the universe, God, source, divine, whatever you want to call it, whatever way you look at it. We're co-creating this new earth. And it's a beautiful thing, man. And I mean, you just have to trust and believe that we weren't meant to come here to suffer. And as we're realizing, as more and more of us are waking up, we're realizing that we've been out of balance and we've been overdoing, and we're coming home to ourselves. We're the star seeds like me and the light workers like me, and all of us are coming here to help shift this planet back to a balanced state because we haven't been in balance. And I was listening to something, about Atlantis and Atlantis falling, and how the purpose of Atlantis was to come into balance, and it didn't happen. They couldn't find balance between the technology and spirituality, which essentially destroyed them. And I feel like more and more of us, as we wake up, are coming into balance. And it's interesting because I had a conversation with this brother of mine that we're working on some things, in the behind the scenes, that we're collaborating together about with and on. And it was interesting because we've been doing a lot of recordings for the past year or more. And I haven't officially announced it on this channel yet, which I said to you guys I haven't. And he kind of, we had a very deep conversation about this matrix, and about how a lot of people, a lot of spiritual people are pulling away from the matrix because they feel like it hurt them and it harmed them. In actuality, it took me a while to actually reflect on it and kind of let it sit and marinate for a while. And it took me a bit to marinate on it and realize that it's not the matrix that's doing the damage to us. Essentially, we lost our way, and we lost how to come into balance. And in doing so, I watched my father overdo everything, overdo his career, overdo just every aspect of his life. And I grew up watching that. And, just even him working 17 hours a day, that if that's not overdoing, I don't know what is. And we're being forced into coming home to ourselves to realize that those things wouldn't happen if we were in balance. So if your masculine and feminine sides were balanced and your chakras were balanced, you wouldn't be overdoing eating and overdoing sugar and overdoing sex and porn, and you could actually enjoy those pleasures of life in balance. And you wouldn't be over sexualizing and needing it so frequently, or overdoing it, like people talk all the time about. Oh yeah, I got to have sex like 4 or 5 times a day, or or if once a week is not enough. You know what I mean? Like, when you are in balance, mind, body, and spirit, you won't overdo those parts. You won't overdo the porn. But you can enjoy it. And it took me a while to marinate on that, because I really didn't agree with him at first. And when we were recording multiple shows, I really didn't agree with him. And I was kind of fighting it and resisting what he was saying. And it took me a very long time to, kind of like he was planting the seeds, and then they were getting watered and watered. And I eventually finally realized, wow, okay. So like gaming, like I overdid it. When I was probably, I don't know, I would venture to say I was probably in my early 20s. I was gaming on these platforms where you go into the worlds, and there's one in particular that I was playing, EverQuest. If anybody ever remembers that, or it's still around, that you're actually playing in it, I overdid it. I worked all week, and then I came home on Friday night, jumped in front of that computer, and I literally played nonstop all weekend from Friday to Sunday. Literally nonstop, all night long, all day. Before I knew it, I came out on it was Sunday night, and I'm like, oh my God, what happened to the weekend? I got to go back to work. on Monday, and it sucked. And then, so I got back to work on Monday, and at this time I was living in Florida, South Florida. So I was like, God, man, I wish I could have went to the beach over the weekend, or, just all these thoughts while I was at work on Monday were going through my head saying, what happened? I missed out on all these things that I could have done over the weekend. And now I've got to be at work again another week, Monday through Friday. And then Friday would come again, and boom, I'd be in front of that computer as soon as I got home, nonstop. And what do you call that? That's if that's not overdoing, then I don't know what is. And then I'd overdo drinking, and just like I've spoken about, objectifying women, sexualizing women, just wanting the instant gratification, just one off, just them using them for, to take care of my needs, and then boom, I'm off, I'm out of there, and that, and hey man, I'm open to your comments and what you feel, and I would love to hear your experiences, but I'm going to tell you right now, I've been on every side of the coin, whether it be food, whether it be porn, whether it be intimacy, whether it be, you know, alcohol, whether it be drugs, every single thing. And I've overdone it, and to the extreme. I always took it to the extreme. So if it's partying, I took it to the extreme. Partied all night, went to work right after, and did it all again and over again. But to the extreme, getting myself totally tore up to the point where I'm puking in the toilet, or I feel miserable physically, whatever it was that I was putting into my body, whether it was food, whether it was overdoing the gym, over 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. I always took it to the extreme, and I feel like most Americans do the same, and probably majority of the world. Drop in the comments your experience, and if that's the case for you, or you found a way to find yourself in balance. Because I always asked, how do you come into balance? I can't figure this out. I'm always overdoing, but I didn't see it until I zoomed out in hindsight. Years and years later, while I was in it, yeah, I said things and I was aware of it, but I couldn't find a way. I didn't think that there was a way out, and when you're eating all that chocolate or that junk food, you're just eating it because it tastes great, and you can't stop. You're addicted. You become addicted because you're overdoing. The overdoing turns into addictions, and then you just can't stop. And then you spiral and you can't find a way out. And then things start happening, like I was talking to him yesterday about my ribs popping out, severe back spasms and neck spasm. I mean, severe. But I wasn't able to at the time to correlate the overdoing with these things that were happening, and my body was falling apart. My health was falling apart. Just my mental health, my physical health, everything. And it took me an extremely long time, most of my life, to now finally get to a point where I'm starting to see the changes that I'm doing within showing in my external world. And I'm finding, I know ways now to be in balance, to come in balance. And I'm starting to see, yeah, it's hard, man. The boundaries are hard. I never had any boundaries at all. It's hard implementing new boundaries with people that you never had any with, especially family and friends. The most difficult thing I think you can find yourself trying to do. And it's a rough road when you're trying to implement those back in, or implement those in when you never even had them. And then those people don't, it becomes, you begin to have conflict and arguments and all kinds of things like I've been experiencing. It becomes a rocky road when you're trying to put these walls up to people that you never had them, and they could just trample all over your rug, or all over you. And when you wake up and you realize, what the fuck, I never had these in place, they never were set, and now I have to implement them, and man, is this hard. And if you've tried to do that, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like it's like when you have the balance, your body, you, that that's you loving your body, that's you loving yourself. You're not abusing your body, you're not doing things that are abusing your body, like, and nothing against anybody that does it, but sleeping around with multiple people and one night stands and all that stuff is abuse to your body and yourself, because you don't respect yourself. And that also plays a role in overdoing, because if you're overdoing in one area of your life, you're overdoing in all areas. And it's going to just spill over and spill into every part of your life. Like, for example, and I spoke about this before when we were talking about overdoing and balance, but this is a much needed topic, as we move forward into this new earth. And we're not moving into a new earth, we're not leaving this one and going to another one. That's not what I'm saying. This earth is transforming. All the evil is collapsing. New things are birthing out of that. Because remember, everything on this earth, including us, is a part of the earth. And when we essentially dissolve or leave the earth, leave our bodies, or maybe they crush a car, or something just dissolves into the earth, like a tree decays, it transforms into something else. Because remember, energy can be created but never destroyed, right? So it's always transforming. Everything is always transforming into new, and we're transforming, and we transform when we transition into something else, some other form. So that's what is always happening. And when you can look at it that way, man, death is not a bad thing. It's something to be celebrated. As difficult as it is, it's something to be celebrated, versus oh my God, no, 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 I can't, no, I have to resist that. I have to fight that. When you let go, you let God, you just go with the flow of life. Life becomes easier. Life becomes more at ease and grace, and you begin to stand in the fire and get burned down to the ground, but yet you're at peace, right? And that's something I spoke about Kundalini Yoga, and what I found to be so profound with it while doing it, that I was able to be in the chaos and still feel peace at the same time. And to have that profound moment and to be able to experience that is so powerful and so beautiful, man. And that we all can have that. We all can have that peace amongst the chaos. It just takes work, and it takes time, and it takes you finding things that bring you back to home, to yourself, and also in balance. Because as I said, if you're in balance, life is beautiful, man. You can literally be in balance and have a piece of chocolate, but not overdo it. And you'll eat it, but you won't crave another one. Or you won't or you have sex and it's not going to be like you want it over and over and over and over again. That's all overdoing, man. So you're essentially draining your energy. You're destroying your body without even realizing it, creating more health challenges, as much as you probably don't want to hear that, because it's an addiction. It becomes an addiction, as much as you may not think it is, because of the way society has made it and deemed it oh, this is good, man. And so many people are addicted. And yes, it feels good, but you don't need it as much as, because I'm trying to explain it in the best way I can, but it's it's all overdoing, man. And when you'll want it, but it's not on your mind 24/7. I've been at that point. So I was in that addictive point. I had to do a lot of things which I will talk about on this channel as we go forward. And a lot of things in my life, for me to come into balance, I had to completely cut it out for a long period of time. And it essentially kind of rebalanced my dopamine receptors, my mind, got cleansed and detoxed. I haven't been on social media in probably like over 3 years at least, if not more. Best thing I ever did. It's a shame that a lot of people still use it, and it's hard to a lot of these Patreon things that I belong to and other things. Their groups are on Facebook and stuff like that, and it is what it is. I don't plan to go back anytime soon unless it crumbles and gets rebuilt in a loving way. And it's not designed around addictive patterns and to create you to be addicted to it. And that includes all social media, So, the biggest takeaway you can get from this video is finding ways to bring yourself into balance. And as I said, if you have to detox your mind, get off of all social media for a long time, then do it. If you have to stop. But I can tell you right now, the things that I had to do, like smoking, I had to cut it out completely. I couldn't wean off. It didn't work. People may say that it worked for them, but it did not. I tried both. It didn't work. I had to go cold turkey and completely cut it out. I mean, completely. To completely stop. Same thing with social media. You can't just, if you're on there aimlessly scrolling and addicted to it, you're not going to be able to just, wean yourself off of it. You're going to have to just delete your account and get the hell off of it and stay off of it for a period of time to cleanse your mind and to cleanse your body, as hard as that may sound. And that means anything that you have an addictive pattern to, like sugar or chocolate or sex or whatever, porn. Get off of it completely. Detox your mind and body. Be the best thing you ever could do for yourself. And you will find after doing that, you're going to connect closer to God, divine source, whatever you call it. You're going to come more into balance. You're going to want to go find yourself wanting to go out in nature more. You're going to find all of that, which is going to bring you to balance. And that's where we're headed in this new earth that we're all building together, because I'm seeing it, man. And these things that are falling and collapsing is a good thing, because it's actually forcing people to wake up so that we all can come together as one, like we are, because we all are connected and one love and all of it. And that, my friends, is the new earth, where we live in harmony and peace on this planet that is ours. All of it is ours, versus like, oh, this is mine and this is yours and this is mine and stay away from my shit and I'm getting this and I own this and blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't own anything, because when you transition off this planet, it's left behind. I went through that with my father. It's just the ego fighting that you own it, and separation and divide, which we've been conditioned to believe. But I feel like that all those limiting beliefs are falling off, and we're coming into this new earth with no veil, remembering everything. And remembering the gifts that we have, like telepathy and psychic abilities and just all kinds of things, astral travel and lucid dreaming and all these things that we already know how to do, yet we just forgot. So it's a beautiful thing, man. If you just think about it, it's the golden age, man. And I've been saying this for years. I've been seeing visions of it, man, for years. Years and years, probably since I was a little kid, so I'm so blessed to come on here and speak of this, and I hope that it resonates with somebody. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please share, please comment, please like, I appreciate it all. I appreciate you all from my heart to yours. I love you all so much. I'm so grateful for this channel, and it's growing. And we're getting comments, and people are sharing their stories and sharing what they have been going through and their feelings on the video and on where we're headed. And just know that the golden age is here. This new earth is here, man. And just know that we're all changing it together for the better. And to just throw up your hands, man, and just realize that it's happening whether you like it or not. And it's going to happen faster and faster. It cannot be stopped. So it's such a beautiful thing, and it's about time. 44 years going on 45, and I've been waiting for these days to come my entire life. And, just haven't been able to speak too much about it because, people thought you were crazy. Now it's a lot different. Now a lot more is accepted than it was 15, 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. Shit wasn't accepted as much as it is now, and but the truth is being revealed in so many ways and so many aspects, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Finally, y'all. Anyways, I love you all so much. Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Eve. It's time to celebrate, man. We're coming into this beautiful April is here tomorrow. And I'll tell you what, man, it's going to be amazing. It is amazing. I'm seeing it all over the place, and it just lights me up, man. And just coming on here and talking to you all, and pretty soon, by the way, the new camera is coming next week. So the quality of video is going to be so much better. You're not going to see like the blinking, stalling, and whatever, and the delay, and should be a lot better. The editing, and I'm going to collaborate. I'm collaborating with someone that I don't know. I want to speak to her more in depth about some ideas I have. Yeah, man, maybe next week something will come. But yeah, I'm working some things behind the scenes, man, to bring you guys on this channel. And I just hope you enjoy everything that I'm bringing forth, and that you learn something from it. And you're just not watching it for entertainment. You're watching it to grow and expand, and to expand yourself. And I know I'm expanding. We're all expanding together. And it's a beautiful thing, man. I love you all so much. Please like, please subscribe, please share, please comment. Do it all. You're helping get this content out to as many people as we can, so that they can realize also that they're not alone, that we're all going through this together as one. I love you all so much. Take care. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year. The real New Year's. I love you all. Take care. Let's go, Wisdom Warriors. We got this.